Straight ahead on 12 News, going to the voters. What Robbinsdale area schools plan to seek on the ballot this fall. Then paving the way. Meet the New Hope woman who's being called a trailblazer. But first, continuing the search. The latest on a quarter-century-old missing persons case. 12 News starts right now. It is day 4 of the search at the Maple Grove childhood home of Amy Sue Pagnac.
She was 13 years old when she disappeared from a gas station in Osseo about 25 years ago. And reporter Sonia Goins joins us now with the latest on the case. Sonia?
Hi, Mike and Alex. It's a much smaller scene today. We have the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department and the Maple Grove Police on the scene. They didn't offer us any new details today, but they did tell me they are committed to finding Amy. This normally quiet neighborhood has been turned into a major crime scene.
We're looking for Amy.
Police cars and no parking signs line the street.
The neighbors have been great to work with.
Neighbors told us off camera they don't mind the headache if Amy Pagnac is found.
I understand if they are somewhat frustrated to have us in their neighborhood all week. And we're doing everything we can to lessen that disruption, but we're still here.
All day long, investigators removed items from the home. At one point, they told our camera to stop filming.
We're still using Hennepin County Sheriff's Office and the FBI to help us with our search.
Police won't say what initiated the search, and they're still being tight-lipped about what they're looking for.
It's case information, and like I said, it jeopardizes our investigation, so we're not going to comment on that at this point.
If investigators do find something at the house, they have new forensic technology that was not available when Amy first disappeared.
Everything that we do in this case is a search for Amy, trying to find clues to bring her home.
Now, police say they'll be out here at least until Friday. Meanwhile, they're encouraging anyone with any information to give them a call. Live in Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
All right, thanks, Sonia.
Voters in the Robbinsdale School District will be asked to pass 2 levies this fall, including one to upgrade technology in schools. By next school year, all 5th through 8th graders will have a small laptop computer called Chromebooks. The district would like to expand that to include high school students, but they can't do it without more money.
We believe that technology is a key component for 20th or 21st century learning, and the skills that students need to be productive citizens in today's world require technology skills as well. And not only do they benefit from that tool being in their hands to personalize their learning experience, they're learning how to use the technology well.
Robbinsdale is one of the few districts in Hennepin County that does not already have a technology levy. The proposal would raise more than $3 million a year for 10 years. The district is also asking voters to renew an operating levy that currently accounts for 15% of the budget.
Today in Maple Grove, we heard from an economic expert who forecasts modest job growth through the end of the year. Toby Madden with the Minneapolis Federal Reserve shared his outlook on the economy with the North Hennepin Area Chamber of Commerce. He says according to the Fed's statistical models, the United States and Minnesota should expect to see job gains, increased output, and relatively stable prices through 2014.
Yeah, relatively good news. Some people would like to grow a lot faster because there's still a lot of people that are long-term unemployed that would like to get jobs. And if the economy was growing a little bit faster, they're more likely they'd be hired.
Minnesota's income level and unemployment rate fare better than the rest of the nation. Madden attributes that to a good health care system and an educated workforce.
A Plymouth Republican running for governor is betting the farm on his choice for running mate. Hennepin County Commissioner Jeff Johnson selected Bill Queasley, a farmer and small business owner from the Rochester area. Queasley is also a former 4-term state representative. The Johnson-Queasley ticket will bid for the Republican endorsement at the party's convention next weekend in Rochester.
Minnesota is keeping up the good work in its reputation for being healthy. A new report ranks Minnesota as the healthiest state for seniors. The report by Minnetonka-based United Health Foundation based its rankings on several different factors, including preventative care visits, access to quality nursing homes, and whether individuals are staying active and volunteering. Just behind Minnesota was Hawaii, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Massachusetts in that order. The report did find Minnesota has room for improvement in helping seniors with transportation.
Golden Valley is looking to get state funds to help clean up a visible piece of property along I-394. City Council has approved an application for contamination cleanup money for the Xenia apartment site near the Allianz Life building. The city is making a $111,000 request to clean up petroleum and diesel fuel pollutants found in the ground. The developer plans to build a 5-story upscale apartment building on the site. Well, consider it a sign of the growing market for commercial properties.
A vacant Brooklyn Park site is now primed for development.
3, 2, 1, throw.
Construction is underway on the former Knox lumber site along West Broadway Avenue, just off I-694. 2 commercial buildings called Interstate North Business Center will open with 239,000 square feet of space. One building will house up to 3 different businesses. The other will be a Goodwill Easter Seals distribution, donation center, plus an outlet store.
It's got easy access from the highway, but we also needed something that had a little bit of a retail flavor to it for the outlet. So this is like right down the street from retail. It's going to be very visible, easy access. Those are the pieces we looked at.
Goodwill Easter Seals brings more than 50 new jobs to Brooklyn Park. The buildings should open early next year. Up next, we are getting your kids geared up for summer.
Yeah, we'll have summer camp ideas and ways to help cut the cost. Then later in sports, it's play ball as the section softball playoffs get underway.
But first, our glorious weather continues with sun and clear skies.
The cost of sending your kids to camp for the summer is going up.
Overnight camps can cost more than $1,500 a week per child, and day camps can get expensive too. Reporter Shannon Slatton tells us about one family who crimped the cost of summer camp by planning their own.
Pretty much started out by setting up our tent and everything.
When it comes to camping, the Crom kids know what to leave behind.
Don't bring wood if you're bringing it from down here, because it could be infected with the emerald ash beetle.
And they know what they need to bring along.
Don't forget bug spray.
They also already have an idea of how to camp for less.
Group campsites are cheaper.
So it was really awesome.
Their mom, Jennifer Crom, organized a camping trip last weekend.
12 kids, 4 moms and 2 dads.
It was what she calls a homemade camp, a concept she started a few years ago.
I did have a very small part-time job, and money was extremely tight. That's just all there is to it. Did I mention 4 children?
Yeah.
So Jennifer designed her own camp.
Yeah.
Why don't we see how many free things we can come up with here in the metro?
To create your own homemade camp,
talk to friends. It's so much easier to do something with friends.
Then research and plan.
I had a list of the 3 activities, and I didn't put them anywhere, and we ended up doing 2 of them, and we never made it to the 3rd.
Divide up responsibilities, knowing that you can also cut costs with higher numbers.
It's been a lot of fun.
But if planning a summer camp isn't for you and you still want to send your child away to an overnight camp, the best advice for cutting the cost is to approach the organization directly. Ask if you can apply for a scholarship, ask if you can donate a good or a service, or ask if you can make payments. You might also have luck getting a discount if you wait until later in the season and the camp isn't quite full yet. Lots of options out there for you to have a great camping experience. For Money Savers, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
And the American Camp Association says 90% of accredited camps do offer some sort of financial assistance. Coming up, a first for playgrounds in the city of Brooklyn Park.
Plus, a New Hope woman honored for her work on the job. But first, 2 of the state's top teams play for a section boys tennis title. John Jacobson has the highlights of Maple Grove and Mounds View when we come back.
Maple Grove's boys tennis team knocked off Mounds View the past 2 seasons in the Section 5AA final. The Crimson and Mustangs met up again for a spot in the state tournament Tuesday. Number 1 singles play, Zach Atkins for Maple Grove, C.J. Lloyd from Mounds View. Atkins backhand gets him the point. Later, Lloyd comes hard on the serve and volley, but a perfect lob shot by Atkins, and he wins the match in straight sets. Number 2 singles, Charlie Atkins serving for Maple Grove. Nice backhand, but it's an even better counter by Hunter Krebsbach for the point. And Krebsbach wins the match. 3 singles, Sam Hochberger for Maple Grove, Jake Thronson for Mounds View, and Thronson getting the volley winner, and he's in control early. Hochberger fights back and plays a really gutsy match, backhand winner coming up here, but he ultimately loses the match to Thronson. At number 4 singles, Rory Calabria works the serve and volley and sets up a smash winner for the Crimson. And then he'll take a short ball for a nice approach shot and a big volley winner here, but he does lose his match at his singles match. And then the Mustangs sweep all 3 doubles matches at 3 doubles. Andrew Tang's volley winner on match point locks up the section title for Mounds View, and they beat the Crimson. They head to state 6-1 the final. The softball playoffs are in full swing now. Many of our local teams playing either Section 6-3A or 5-3A. 6th seed Wayzata meeting number 11, Minneapolis Southwest in 6-3A. Wayzata's hot early. Reagan Palish dumping a hit just fair over third base. Brianna Westerberg and Emma Schifferle score, and it's 3-0 in the first inning. And they're not done. Kristen Edblum grounds to short. The throw a little off target. Reagan Williams scores. 4-0 Trojans after an inning. After the Lakers get a run, Wayzata answers. Schifferle with a hit to center. Westerberg scores in the double by Schifferle, and it's 5-1 Wayzata after 2 innings. They strike again in the 4th. Schifferle continues a strong game with a blast over the center fielder's head, and a Givestead is in with the 6th run of the game for the Trojans. Wayzata holds off a Southwest comeback to win 8-5. The Trojans are playing Edina Wednesday. Armstrong and Cooper also won their games in Section 6 and are again playing this afternoon. In Section 5-3A, 6th seed Park Center had a home game in the first round. The Pirates taking on number 11 seed Blaine, and it's a pitcher's duel early. Jillian Rosby gets the strikeout for the Pirates. 0-0 game through 4 innings. In the 5th, Rosby bounces to short. Amelia Lukow's throw to first is low, allowing Emily Nelson to score the first run of the game for the Pirates. Rosby ends up on second base. Mallory Stone answers in a big way for Blaine. She'll drill the high pitch deep for a solo home run in the 6th inning. The Bengals down to their last 4 outs, tied up 1-1. Coach Steve Erickson's Pirates come right back. Sheila Martinson lifts a fly ball to medium deep center. Brandon Jellison makes a late tag at third, but still scores on the sacrifice fly in the 6th. And Park Center wins 2-1. The Pirates are at Spring Lake Park Wednesday. Yesterday, we featured Osseo softball team as they hoped to start a playoff run, but things didn't turn out so well for the Orioles. They hosted Coon Rapids in a 5 versus 12 seeded game. Top of the 4th inning, Cardinals shortstop Alyssa Hansen sends one deep to left center and carries the fence for a solo home run, and Coon Rapids leads 2-0. The Orioles get a run back in the bottom of the 4th. Runners on the corners, and the catcher's throw skips into center field. Courtney Calkins scores, and it's a 2-1 game. In the 6th inning, Coon Rapids' Shayla Huffman crushes one to left. It's another home run for the Cardinals, and they upset Osseo 3-1, ending the Orioles season. Section play for local baseball teams get underway Thursday in the 2 main sections that we cover. In Section 5-3A, North Suburban Conference champion Tutino Grace is the top seed, followed by Mounds View. Then it's Champlin Park, Maple Grove, Centennial, and Park Center. Osceo's 9th and Rogers 10th. In first round play Thursday at Wintercrest Park in Coon Rapids, Osseo meets Irondale at 2. Park Center plays Coon Rapids at 4:30, and Rogers takes on Blaine at 2. The top 4 seeds have byes into Friday's second round games. In Section 6-3A, Benilde is the number 1 seed with defending section champion Wayzata 2nd. Armstrong is 3rd, followed by St. Louis Park and Hopkins. Cooper is number 9. The first 2 rounds are at home sites in this section. Cooper plays Washburn at Killebrew Field in Minneapolis, and Hopkins hosts Orono Thursday. Benilde, Wayzata, Armstrong, and St. Louis Park hit the field for the first time on Friday. That's a look at a very busy day, busy week in sports.
Take a breath, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, John. Still ahead, a New Hope woman whose story has paved the way for others.
See what makes Jacqi Hall such an outstanding employee when we come back.
Brooklyn Park's mission statement touts the city as a place where opportunities exist for all.
And that's definitely true when it comes to playgrounds. Northwoods Park at 107th Avenue in Winnetka is now open. It is the city's first handicap accessible playground. New ramps make moving around easier for kids in wheelchairs or with impaired mobility. There's also equipment available for people with limited sight. The park has padded artificial turf in places to cushion falls, which is beneficial for children of all abilities.
I like the fake grass and the fact that babies can crawl around and play and do other things than just swing.
Playground improvements cost the city around $350,000. $50,000 of that was covered by grants. A New Hope woman is being called a trailblazer in helping people with disabilities find employment.
Jacqi Hall has had a big impact on those she works with at Christopher and Banks in Plymouth. As Carissa Wyant reports, she's also inspiring others to see people with disabilities in a new light.
Jacqi Hall loves what she does, and her boss has taken note.
Jacqi is a joy to be around. So when she walks in the morning, she has a big smile on her face. She's happy to be here. She greets everybody with a big smile.
Jacqi was born with a developmental challenge, a challenge that hasn't always been easy.
When I was in high school, people would make fun of me, and it made me feel bad.
That didn't discourage her, though. For the last 15 years, she has worked different tasks at the Plymouth distribution center of women's clothing company Christopher and Banks.
I think the people we support really make differences to all the employers they work with.
Nonprofit Lifeworks specializes in helping people like Jacqi to find jobs.
A lot of times people are kind of pigeonholed, oh, you have a disability, so you can do this, but you can't do that. And so finding jobs can kind of be difficult at times.
At Christopher and Banks, Jacqi helped pave the way for nearly 100 other people with disabilities hired at the company.
Jacqi enlightened us to be able to use folks from Lifeworks and Lifeworks clients in the distribution center. 97 associates have, Lifeworks clients have come through here in different capacities.
Because of her work in help paving the way for others at Christopher and Banks, Hall was recently recognized with a Personal Achievement Award from Lifeworks. Jacqi's job allows her to afford her own apartment. She's proud of all she's accomplished and has lots of hobbies outside of work.
I've been studying martial arts, music, and I'm planning on taking up sewing.
Her boss says she hasn't just broken a barrier.
She's broken the door wide open, frankly.
In Plymouth, Carissa Wyant, 12 News.
You just heard in her spare time, Jacqi does a lot. She's earned a black belt in karate. She takes voice and guitar lessons at McPhail in Minneapolis. And she's studying for the SAT exam because she wants to study music at the college level. So go, Jacqi, go.
Good for you, Jacqi. Way to go.
That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Community Corner is coming up next. We'll see you again tomorrow beginning at 4.